Thank you for joining this episode of CynSpeaks. In this episode, we are going to talk about intention and the power of intention when you're creating. This is a fun one. I think all my topics are really fun. But this one's really cool because it can be applied to so many different scenarios. So I'll first address it from the space of creating in your reality. So when you're creating in your reality, it is so important that you're mindful of your intentions. Sometimes our intentions aren't as positive as we think they are, because initially our intentions can seem positive and still come from a space that isn't as pure. So as you're creating, you want to be mindful that you are creating in your reality, but you are also most likely creating in other people's reality as well. You can't necessarily create in somebody else's reality, but what you create in yours will affect other people. That's really what I mean. So the people around you will be influenced and affected by what you create for yourself. So as you're creating in your reality, be mindful of the why. Why are you creating these things? Why is this important to you? How will it affect other people? Make sure you're thinking about that as you're creating and as you're deciding what you want to now create. As far as your intentions regarding how to create something, make sure that when you're creating or you're manifesting or you're deciding what you want to bring into your life, that you are mindful of how it will affect the other people in your life. And that doesn't necessarily mean to stop or change what you're growing and change what you're looking to do, but really be mindful, because it will be influenced by other people as well. So in addition to what you are creating being something that will impact somebody else's life, their creations also impact yours. For example, any intention rooted in an emotion of jealousy needs to be revisited. If you are attempting to create or manifest something because you are envious that somebody else has it and you don't, you are then creating a scenario and a space where you are, one, acknowledging the lack of that which you want, which is not going to welcome it into your world, but for two, you're giving life to bad energy, and you're giving life to this energy of jealousy. And there's nothing good that can come of that. There's nothing good that can come from being envious of somebody else's experience. That is an entire topic on its own. Jealousy is something that can be talked about by itself, but intention is so valuable. And when used with positive founding thoughts, you can create some beautiful things in your world. So when you're creating within your reality, that's one type of creation. There's another type of creation, and that is going to be like your artistic expression, or me creating this podcast is an example. If you're an author, your writing is a creation, and your intentions behind that are crucial to the final product and that which you produce. So if you are creating with the intention of helping others, you have to get really crystal clear on what that means, because helping others can mean so many different things. You can help somebody by sharing your story, potentially, or sharing your story can make somebody else feel bad about their reality. Not that that burden should fully be on you, but if your intention is crystal clear from the beginning, you can then create in alignment with your intention, and your product or the outcome will be a lot more valuable to the prioritizing audience. So the audience that you're prioritizing. When you are waiting for this creation to come to life, sometimes you have to set the intention, do the work, and wait. Sometimes that happens. You have to allow the afterthoughts to come and go. If you are a musical artist, you have studied your craft and you have put in the work and you put in the time and you know what you're doing very well. Like, you know how to do what you do, and you put your heart and soul into your project, and you've created this project that you believe is beautiful and other people tell you that it's beautiful. And there is a foundation that it comes from that is pure and good, and you know exactly why you created this project, and it's not being picked up by the right people per se. Maybe the right A&Rs aren't listening to your album, whatever it may be. There's a time where you may have to wait, and a way that will help you get through that waiting period is to really connect back with your original intention. So as you're waiting for those things to happen and you've done all the work, you may then see yourself in a situation where you start thinking about other ways that you can get your project out to the world, or other ways that you can be supported by the universe in doing that. And that is where the growth happens. Also, when you're in that waiting period, it is important to get back into alignment with you. And it is important to get back into that space of creating. So if you're waiting for something to be brought to life, sitting and waiting is not going to be the most beneficial for you, because you're likely going to start to think things that will block it from happening. So you want to make sure that you stay in a space where you are ready to receive it. And the best way to do that is to continue to create. Continue creating. Continue getting better. Continue growing. Continue building relationships. That will keep you in a space of the ability to receive. Now, if you create a project and there's pressure on that project, like if you need the money, right? If you need money and you created this album and you're like, man, I need the money, you're then putting pressure on the project and it's not as fun anymore. So that's where the value is in keeping your 9 to 5 until you're in a financial space where you can let it go comfortably. Then there's no pressure on what you're doing and you can really enjoy the experience. There's value in all of that. So once you put that pressure on something before it's ready, you are like pretty much knocking on the egg before it's hatched, expecting that egg to hatch on your timeline, but it's not ready. It's not supposed to happen like that because you're putting the extra pressure, and then things come prematurely and then they don't work out as well. So it's a process, and staying focused on that intention and that original reason why you created that is what is going to help you the most in growing your experience and growing your outcomes. That intention focus. If for some reason you feel yourself unsure of your intention or unsure of why you're doing something, you should probably take a break and reconnect with yourself and figure out the point. What is the point of me doing this? What is the point of all this? Why am I even doing this? Because if you're doing something without intention, or the intention doesn't feel good in your soul, the outcome, the product, whatever's on the other side, won't be as good. If you're working a 9 to 5 just to work a 9 to 5, I'm doing this because I have to do this until my real dreams come to life. You're going to be, sorry about that, somebody driving by downtown Phoenix. You're going to be very disengaged in the workplace, and you aren't going to produce work that is as good, and you're not going to enjoy your work day. But if you get reconnected to why you started that specific career in the first place, or why you were excited when you had the interview, well, I'll get to help a lot of people, right? Focus on that for the length of that experience in your life. Like, if you have to keep your 9 to 5 until your dream comes to life, that's cool. Just keep focus on why you wanted to do that job in the first place, and that'll make you each day a little easier. That doesn't mean stop focusing on what you really want to come to life, but the more negative energy and the more you focus on how much you hate your job, the more things in your life will come that you don't like. And it's going to take longer for your dream to come to life if you are entertaining anything that pulls you away from that good feeling that you get when you're creating what you enjoy creating. This is really for my creatives out there, but anybody who has a dream that they're working on bringing to life, like, you really be mindful of that intention and how that intention shows up and how you can work through that and stay focused on what makes you feel good and create and have fun doing it, and loop in your friends and family when it's appropriate, because staying in that space of creation is what is going to make your soul sing, for some of you literally, and it will help you stay happy and work through those moments that you aren't necessarily where you want to be, but you're doing everything you can to get there. Focus on that intention, and that's what will keep you in a dope space. That was a big one. As always, follow me on IG at Cynamon Voe. Tag all your friends and family, your creatives, the artists that you know in your world, the singers, the dancers, the podcasters, the authors, the speakers, any creatives that are creating content and may need a little bit of encouragement. This episode is for them. So tag them. I thank you guys so much for joining. Creatives are close to my heart. I'm a creative. I've always been a creative, and I know the struggles very well. And man, there's value in art and the things that people create, and keep creating. It's good for your soul, but the world needs you. The world needs to hear what you have. The world needs to see what you have to offer. Like, keep going, keep pushing through, because it's all going to work out in perfect timing. Just stay in that space that feels good. Keep creating, keep creating, keep creating more content, more songs, more videos, more pictures, more books, whatever it is. Just keep creating, and you'll see eventually it will start to come full circle, and it will start to come to life for you. So just keep going, keep pushing, stay encouraged. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, creatives. I know your souls are so deep, and a lot of your souls are so old and so strong and been through so much. Keep pushing through. It's totally worth it. The world needs you. I need you. I love creatives. You guys are so special to me, my brothers and sisters out there. So, let's grow together. Until next time.